most people just aren't going to pay you $15,000, $20,000. Some do, but most people rather pay $200 a month.
And the more sales you have, the more your technicians are engaged.
You really helping contractors, so keep it the great work. Welcome back to the Extroverts Podcast, everybody. I have Steve Pool here with me from FINTURF, and what FINTURF does, and just correct me, Steve, Dave, if I'm wrong at any time, I appreciate being here. What you do is you actually have about 17 to 20 different finance companies you work on for the subprime market, meaning people that don't have perfect credit to offer financing for in-home sales. Is that correct, Steve?
That's partially right. I would say our solution includes all customer types, everybody from the best credit down to the worst credit. So on a single application, we allow a contractor to submit it with our company, and then we go directly to the lenders that they're already working with. Our promise is same as direct pricing with any lender. So whether or not they work with, we have 17 live, we have about another 8 on the roadmap over the next 12 months. But our goal is to really reduce friction at the kitchen table, because the financing experience and closing that sale is one of the most stressful experiences for that salesperson or that technician in the home.
Well, those are two biggest issues. Like, what fascinated me about FINTURF when I got to meet Dave, your CEO, right? The other CEO, as a chief revenue officer.
Edger, yep, chief revenue officer, yep.
I think you're cutting yourself short. People don't realize of LB Capital, of our brands, about 75% to 80% of all of our deals with finance.
Right.
And financing plays such an important piece of when you're at that kitchen table and when you're qualifying. And we try to qualify people in the first 15 to 20 minutes. Hey, are you going to finance this deal? Are you able to get financing, right? Because you're going to spend on average, you want 2 hours in the home with someone, right? And if you wait till the last minute, you have a problem with that, because most people just aren't going to pay you $15,000, $20,000. Some do, but most people rather pay $200 a month. Can you talk about how important it is that you go through that financing process? Not only what FINTURF does and how you guys are different than other, just dealing with one finance company, but do you talk? Because that has to be a main piece that you guys go with contractors.
Yeah, I mean, one of the hardest things is changing habits. And if a technician or a salesperson isn't used to offering financing on every deal, changing those habits to offer a monthly payment upfront, find out how the customer is going to pay for it, is a very important process. And new technologies are coming out to do pre-qualification even before you go visit the home. So where did you bring that to me? Tell me what you're doing. So my Jack upgrade, for example, and even Synchrony, I think now has capabilities to pre-qualify a customer with his name and address, right? So it allows a technician to, before they visit the home, know the likelihood of a consumer being approved for financing and even what offers they'll be approved for. How does that work? Oh man, that work. I believe some of it's available through Service Titans, some of it's available. We have it available too, where we just need a name and address, and before the technician or the salesperson visits the home, we can give them a likelihood, or we can actually give them a true pre-qual, which is a firm offer of credit. And the contractor can go into the home with that firm offer of credit and say, hey, you're already approved. You just need to submit your application, give your information, and you'll sign a loan agreement. And that offers them, or allows them to offer a monthly payment as part of their financing that's guaranteed. Now, that's for more prime credit and maybe mid credit.
Well, tell people what prime credit and mid credit, because this is speaking in your term, but what's prime credit, just so we know?
Yeah, there's different tiers. So there's super prime, near prime, subprime.
Break them all down. Let's go. I know it's super prime. I hope I hit the super prime.
What was super prime is about 760 and up.
Hold on, I'm going to work my credit score right on the spot. What's here? Let's just see. I'm curious to see here. Hold on here. All right, let's just go. Guys, this is the moment of truth here. Do my Credit Karma app, right?
Yep.
768, 757, guys.
That's super prime. We're right up there. So usually the first look lenders, we call them first look, because those are the lenders who target that demographic of consumer. They'll almost always get approved, like 99.9% of the time. They'll be approved in the home. So you have a lot of confidence before you go in that you'll be able to offer a financing option and a monthly payment with promotional terms, a whole bunch of different options.
That's 0% interest over.
Right. I mean, even down to like near prime is probably 760 to 680, maybe 700 to 760, you're still going to get approval rates. I mean, it's probably 92% approval rate in that range.
Anything above 700.
Right. Anything above 700. Now, I mean, that doesn't mean they won't get approved with other lenders like the near prime, the second look, the third look, right? But I wouldn't say subprime is those consumers who are really maybe 620 FICO score and below. And those are some of the hardest deals to close because
Under 620.
right, they're less ass strapped. They, probably don't have a lot. I mean, a lot of available income, and then lenders don't approve them. So there's a dynamic where a contractor, over the history of has gone into a home, they'd use their first lender, they'd submit an application and get a denial. Well, then they'd have to go log out of that lender's portal and log into their next lender in the portal, and they're stacked, submit an application, get a denial, right? Sometimes salespeople would submit 3, 4, 5 applications in the home, and that leads to fatigue with the homeowner trying to get pre-qualified. At the end of the day, they're like, you know what, I'm tired. You've been here for 2 hours. You just spent an hour submitting applications to getting lenders. I've been denied so much. Now it doesn't give the consumer a really good feeling if even the first denial, right? So that's really what we're trying to do is not have that disappointment arise whenever you spend all this time in the home and close into sale.
So what do you think you should bring up financing to a customer? How fast into the ball would you say try and qualify where you're in?
Yeah, I would even, as early as possible, to be honest. You can even have a conversation with the phone before you visit. There's all the,
Yeah, look, I'm on the phone, you call in, tell me how that would look. So I'm sure you guys are helping train people.
right. And it would be like, yeah, Lance, I'm visiting your home. I'm going to be there in about an hour. Do you, just to kind of get ahead of the process, would you be interested in any financing options? We have a single application you can fill out as a self pull of credit. You can see what you qualify before I get in the home, and then we can discuss options. Let me text that to you, right? So that's a way to just send an app to the customer, have them apply, and you as the contractor can see all the options that they're approved for. Others might say, I might use cash, I might use card, depends on your price. Okay, that's fine. We can talk about it when we get to the home. So then once you come up with your quote, as you're sitting at the kitchen table, you can use, Service Titan, our technology to submit an application. And then with the consumer, you can look at financing options together. But as you mentioned, and it's true, at least some of the best contractors are at least at 60% finance rates on the jobs that they sell, right? And contractors who aren't utilizing financing are leaving money on the table.
Oh my God, let's talk about that. So many contractors will say, I don't want to offer financing, I don't want to pay the fees. And I'm like, you want a frictionless environment when you're in that home. It's really not a fee if you're tripling your business and quadrupling your business. Because we talk about the ROI of that, because it's mind-boggling to me that tell me the majority of contractors, as you know, do not offer financing. Right, majority. Can you talk about why that's a problem? Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Service Titan and Rilla, our technology of choice to helping us scale and grow our business and making sure all of our viewers have the technology to scale their business so when they want to sell it, they're able to.
Well, I think there's a misconception on financing involves fees in the home. So there's certain promos, right? If you want to offer 12 months 0% APR or 24 months 0% APR, of course there's carry fees, right? But there's risk-based programs out there that cost nothing to the contractor to offer. It's just a change of habits.
Why wouldn't you want to pay the fee? To just take the fee. And I think your average fee for a deal is about 7 to 8%. Does that sound like a logical number? Yeah, it's a very, it goes down here to answer the question. But I always say it's 7 to 8%. We just bake it into our GP.
Right.
And say that's just the price of doing business to give our customers the best experience and the best option for them.
Yeah, the strategy there is to increase your prices across the board just a little bit, but then offer a cash discount if somebody's willing to pay in another form of cash, or card or whatever they happen to do.
We don't offer that. We tell people to save their cash. You can make more money. They're not paying the fleet. The contractor is. So what do you think about this, right? If I'm at 50% GP, right? I'm making money. I should make money, so my fixed cost should be set. Why wouldn't I give it 7%? They give my hammer here a great experience, a frictionless environment. They don't have to put money out of pocket. They're paying $200 a month as their car payment for them. They're happy. Their whole experience changes instead of them saying, "Here's a $16,000 check to my wish today."
Yeah. I mean, these, uh, a lot of contractors have a lot of success doing that, but the ones that are nervous about getting started, we have them start on nursery fives. And, on a single application, we can do the whole stack of financing all the way down to like zero credit, basically, uh, without charging fee. And then as they get more sophisticated, then we start adding, okay, well, our no fee program started, 999 or so percent APR for 15 years, right? You want to start offering our 899, 799, 699 to really help close that deal. That's when you start incorporating fees into the process. But that'll give you a better leg up on the next contractor that goes maybe an after you.
Let me tell you this. I ain't paying $999 and up them. Pay the fee, people. Pay the fee, put your customer in the best position, put into your price, and watch your business grow. And I get that people, I call it you're a penny richer today, but you're $1 tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's just bad business, in my opinion. Like, people want a great experience. People will pay for experience. I mean, shit, look at Savannah Banana. We're having Jesse Cole speak at the conference. And people are like, what does he have to do with roofing? It ain't about roofing. He took a sports, something that's been around for over 100 years, and he just made it into an experience, and he's selling out stadiums.
Yeah. And you're right. I mean, the best contractors who have been in the business, who are doing 20, 30, $40 million a year, they all pay fees. They all do, right? And they all offer the best financing options to their customer.
It's not really hard to, I say this all the time, to be successful. For all you do is see successful people, you just duplicate their success. Just mirror it. I sent someone to Camp Digital to do their digital marketing yesterday, and Katie thanked me, right? And I said to the guy goes, who does your digital marketing? I said, Hire Caliber does, and Camp Digital, we have in-house to the right here on people. I started asking me all these questions. I said, my man, listen, life is so simple. When someone tells you it's working for them, why wouldn't it work for you? Right. It's really that simple. Right? If you went to a trainer and the guy said, I got 20 people who lose 100 pounds, they're ripped up, they look great. And you start asking, well, what about me? Well, you're the problem, not the trainer.
Right.
In the program, right?
Yeah.
It's real simple. Let's talk about this, the people with bad credit, 'cause I think that's really where you guys can help the contractor more than anyone, right? Like, you guys seem to have it down. 17 different organizations you're working with now, banks, is that correct? So that's right. And you have, what percentage of them give subprime kits? They're the hardest ones. Anyone's going to finance me, I think, right? Right, yeah. So, I'm the easy guy, right? But the majority of people, I don't know, I'm just going to look this stat up. We're going to do this right now, Steve, okay? If you don't mind. What percentage of people in the United States have a credit score under 650? Let's just see what the old chat, I like doing this. Let's just see. I'm just curious, right?
I'm guessing 35.
I don't know. I'm curious. Credit's a tricky thing, right? It comes down to your debt lever. You could be the best paid person in the world and just be maxed out on, and it's
geographical too. Some of those, let's say, states with the lowest FICO scores on average, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, those are where contractors have lower approval rates.
30% of consumers have a FICO score credit below 650. So 30%. So you gotta know. So 3.1% are in the range of 300 to 499. Jesus Christ, they couldn't finance a cup of coffee. There's BP. 6.1 at 500 to 549. 7.1, 550, 590. 8.3, 600. If you sum those up, you get about 24%. Running trees cute. It says 71% are under 670. Below. That's 30% of the population. And that means if you're going to do a sales call, you get a 3 out of 10.
Right.
And then, like you said, the demographics, I'm sure, play another part of it. So you better make sure you know you're walking into, because you're investing a lot of time in someone that might not be able to finance it.
Right. And yeah, it's difficult. And a lot of contractors have to walk away from deals because they can't find a financing option.
Now, you guys seem to have a solution for that, correct? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially as you get into lower subprime credit in the roofing space, for example, there's lenders out there such as Foundation. They can go down to a 550. Now, we're not some magical solution that can approve everybody, right? You're gonna have a certain population of consumers who can't get approved, but those oftentimes you can pay a fee as a contractor, right? This is where fees come important in the subprime market to help de-risk the customer for the lender, right? Because at that FICO score, you're going to have high default rates, right? The consumers are eventually are potentially not going to pay off the loan, and that creates a lot of risk for lenders. That's why everybody stays out of those markets. But paying a little bit of a higher fee can still offer a customer in that market 17.99% APR on a roofing job if the contractor is willing to pay a fee of between 15 to 20%, right? So managing fees becomes very important.
Absolutely.
And that's part of what we're trying to solve as well, is our technology allows a contractor to set an average dealer fee margin, right? And we serve up offers because in the home, the salesperson has to make decisions, right? So can I offer a fee on this one? Is it going to be profitable with my am I be able to close this deal and have it be profitable with my business? But we want contractors to look at it a little bit of a different way, right? And the more sales you have, the more your technicians are engaged, the more your salespeople stay around in the company, right? So maybe you lose a little money on that type of deal, but it allows you to do an install, allows you to have that salesperson close the deal, but you still can maintain an overall, let's say 5 to 7% fee average, because some other deals may offer zero, right? So we want contractors to look at their fees averages over month. Maybe they're not hitting their sales that they want to for the month, and they can start offering promos on their later deals, right? If they're at a 3% average dealer fee. So we're building AI to help serve up the offers that we think the contractors will help close the deals at the kitchen table, while also helping maintain margin that they're expected to make, or they want to maintain for profitability.
I don't want to hold you up too long, so I appreciate you coming here this morning and doing this podcast. But I think it's important that people understand there are other options contractors out there that, shop photovoltaics up one time, making it frictionless environment.
Right.
I guess my biggest question for you, Julie, is as you guys continue. Well, first of all, you guys are coming to the roofing conference. Yeah, in December. But damn, I look forward to that. And your main categories is roofing, and we actually use you at some of my companies. So
Yeah. We actually once. There's a few.
I'm not it. And my team likes it. Gives us a second look at what, because there's nothing more deflating to a sales guy. He spends 118 minutes on average, right, in the home, and then the credit comes back declined, right? Like you want to talk about a sales guy having a bad day and messing up his mojo. That's going to mess up the mojo.
Yeah.
So, next question for you, brother. If somebody wants to get a hold of you and talk to you about coming on your platform and checking out, how do they get a hold of you?
They can check us out at finturf.com. There's a way to sign up. You can do a demo with our sales team. Stephen.p at finturf.com. That's FINTURF.com.
As the first one out there, you want to check this product out. It's a great product. You shop 17 banks at one time. It gives you all the information back you need. And I do love the subprime category that you guys are really focusing on. You're really helping contractors, so keep it the right way.
Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you, Mo. How we going?